Anime Characters for Pride Month Part 4, reminding you to question everything. Fushigi Yuugi is an anime that barely gets talked about these days. I mean, yeah, I get it. More people are interested into the whole, My Hero, Dragon Ball, Academia, Jujutsu, Solo, Burrito, Next Generation's Bleach. I get it. But you cannot discount this work of fiction because it has a really good plot that is intense and will make you feel, and characters that you really, really grow to love and see their journey. Actually, speaking of the characters, this is Miyaka Yuki. She's the priestess of Suzaku, and she travels with the 7 celestial warriors, some of which include Tamahome. When he's not focused on making money, he is dismantling war machines designed by the Patriots. Oh, and how can I forget? This guy is gay! Or bi! Or actually... Is this even a guy to begin with? All of these are fascinating questions. So, to better understand this, we need to spend some time and properly introduce ourselves to the one, the only Noriko. You see, when characters first meet him, they think that just because he looks like a woman and has the voice of a woman, he is a woman. But in actuality, he is a man. Sort of. I mean, in his words, he says he has the body of a man, but the heart and soul of a woman. But it's very complex, to say the least. Because when you look at the manga, specifically chapter 48, the Celestial Warriors and Miyaka start referring to Noriko with she, her pronouns, which is really fascinating because the reason being is because they came to the realization they really don't know what Noriko's gender is. They mainly cared about who Noriko was. It didn't matter if Noriko was either man or woman. It was the fact that Noriko was Noriko and their friend. That is what truly mattered to them. But here's something that I believe. I believe Noriko's whole character and creation and everything was a means for the mangaka Yu Watase to explore her own gender identity. Because mind you, this series came out back in 1995, and in 2019, Yu Watase came out as X-gender, which is the Japanese version of being non-binary. But listen, there is a whole long story behind that, but let's go back to talking about Noriko. Noriko can be vain, and also spoiled, and unnecessarily flirty. But he can also be brave, kind-hearted, and just an overall amazing ally in battle, especially with that insane strength of his. Noriko's whole story is all about exploring what is it that he really wants. He questions, are the choices and things he does, is he doing it for the memory of his late sister, or is he doing this for himself? A symbol of his growth is his hair, because as you watch, his hair grows and he styles it differently, to the point where he ends up cutting it off, mainly because he realizes who he is. He realizes what he wants. He's no longer living in anybody's shadow, and he's transcending the bounds of what it means to be both masculine and feminine. He is ultimately becoming Noriko. This is why this character is absolutely amazing, and this is why more people need to talk about Fushigi Yuugi. Once again, very hard to believe that this is an anime that came out in 1995. But hey, why don't you tell me? Do you think Noriko's an awesome character? Know of any other characters we can feature for Pride Month for next year? Let me know in the comments. After all, Derangers, let's talk anime. Like, comment, follow, subscribe. Peace out.